So in this video, I'm going to tell you the formula I use to price my jewelry pieces. What's going on, my fellow jewelers? You guys have been asking me like crazy, like all these questions. How do you price your jewelry pieces? How do you price your jewelry pieces? And I love it. So I'm going to tell you the formula that I use, the 4 steps I use to price my jewelry pieces. So the first step is you need to know your material, how much your material costs. So for this, let's say I'm doing a beaded jewelry, and I'll tell you about a resin jewelry in a minute. So for beaded, I would count my beads, right? And then I know this is $10. So I would do this into 10, right? Divide by 10, and you get like a couple cents, right? Like it ends up not being that much. Resin's a little bit harder because I'm like, how much resin do I use and how much do that? It's hard to calculate the resin part, but you can do your bezel and you can do your stickers, or you can do whatever else your mica powder. Like calculate how much the material is and add it up. And for me, it just comes to like a couple dollars, like 3, maybe at the most 5, maybe 10 if I'm using really good material and stuff. And so I have what I use, the materials I use for that jewelry piece. So then the next step is your hourly rate. Like, are you going to charge yourself $20 an hour or $30 an hour, or maybe $100 an hour? Like, what is going to be your hourly rate? Because you need to add that into the cost. So for me, I do $30 an hour, but it rarely takes me an hour to do a jewelry piece. It can take me 15 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes 45 minutes if it's a really hard jewelry piece. And so let's say it's only 30 minutes. So that would be for me $15 that I would charge, right? So let's say my jewelry piece is $3. Let's say the hourly rate I use is $15 because it only took me 30 minutes. So that's $18. But then the next step is, if I'm doing wholesale, I would times 18 by 1.5. But for retail, when I'm selling online or I'm selling at my craft fair, I times it 2 to 3 times as much. So 18 times 2 or 18 times 3. And I would get my price. But then I go even a step further. I go online and compare my jewelry price to similar items, right? So let's say earrings. I go and look for similar earrings, dangle earrings or resin earrings. I go and look for maybe a necklace, a cascade necklace, or just a simple necklace. And I compare the price, right? And so if I do it 3 times as much, but no one's charging that much, it's like astronomical, then I will come down, right? Or if I'm charging a little too less and everybody's charging a bit more, even if my calculation says to do a little bit less, I will actually charge a little bit more. So I do compare after I times 2 to 3 times as much. And that's how I do my formula. So you do your material, right? You calculate material, calculate your hour, how much it took the time in your hourly rate. And then you times it, whatever, if you're doing wholesale, if you're doing retail, 1.5 for wholesale, 2 to 3 times for retail, and then you compare the price. And so that is how I do my formula for pricing my jewelry. So if you have any more questions, please let me know down below. I love your questions. I love answering them. For my shipping costs, you're going to have to check out my video right there, right? I do shipping costs. I have all my little tips and tricks and formulas for my shipping costs. So catch me on the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later. Bye! Go check out my shipping costs right there. All right, bye.